Hello.
Hi.
Hey, how we doing? It's been a while again. You guys didn't comment.
How did you get in here?
And why did you not bring snacks?
So we're back. Yeah.
And we brought dog.
I don't remember what we requested last time.
Wasn't? Oh, well, last time was
Colby. Colby was here. He made an outrageous demand. Like 6 comments or
I think
something?
6 comments, but we did technically record one more. That's just never coming out.
Was that the Christmas one?
It's the Christmas one.
You guys won't ever see that.
Yeah, we will never see that. Essentially what happened is there was like 15 drunk people in here at one time just like yelling and screaming at each other.
It was an abomination. Although there were some pretty solid moments.
If I get like a lot of time and motivation, maybe I'll like cut that down to like 30 seconds of like funny shit. But you're gonna have to request that.
Yeah, we're not doing that.
Yeah, it's not gonna happen.
No.
Awesome.
Sorry.
So really all we got this week is movies. We talked about that once before, but it's been a while.
Yeah, we literally had like 2 months to prepare for this. Couldn't come up with shit. So, here we are.
Yeah, here we are. Alright, well 2018 is now ended when we're recording this.
What?
2019 is already over by the time it actually comes out. I get really lazy and I'm sorry. There were some really
Who's
good...
the president?
Hashtag not my president.
Oh, God.
Is Drunk Matt in charge yet?
Drunk Matt's always in charge.
Is he in charge of the country yet?
Oh.
We gotta work on that.
I can't tell you that.
Alright. But yeah, anyway, 2018... Actually, I feel like 2018 was a really good year for movies. I thought there's a lot of, like, really good movies.
I mean, there were some solid movies. I'd say it was an above average year. I don't know about a really good year.
That was really good.
I mean, like, but there was some good stuff, for sure.
So, we'll start off with some good ones, or you just, like, want to dive into, like,
Look, here's the thing, man. Everyone already knows what all the good movies are, and they already know how good those movies are. We don't really need to talk about it, right? Like, here's a quick recap, okay? For people who are fucking retarded and or, like, live in a cave. Infinity War was great. Incredibles 2 was great. Deadpool 2 was great.
Into the Spider-Verse was phenomenal.
Yeah.
I know you didn't see that. Quiet Place was also really good. I know you didn't see that.
Mm-mm. There's
a smaller movie called End of the Apocalypse, which you still haven't seen, which
Yeah.
was fucking awesome. And kind of just came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
What are you doing? Oh, the camera,
Like
the camera moved. Alright.
we're not really...
Hold on,
we could just move.
sick crotch setup.
Mm.
Is that better?
I can't see it now. Perfect.
Okay.
We take professionalism very seriously on
we want to
this.
make sure you guys get some high quality
on this
shit,
show.
alright?
You spend a lot of time watching this broadcast.
Or you don't.
I hope you don't.
I hope you do.
All right, so yeah, there's that. Basically, that
there's
was
some
it.
Movies.
That was it, right?
Like a lot of the
I
ones
mean-
that are really obvious, like come on. But
And
there
then,
was
and then there was a lot of other movies that were just like fine, a whole lot of movies that were just fine. And then there were a lot of movies that were
bad.
That were bad. Okay.
I still think we saw in theaters the single worst movie I've ever seen in theaters. I saw this year.
I've seen some pretty bad movies in theaters, man.
Slenderman's number one.
Pretty
dude.
bad.
That movie was awful. It was so bad.
I in my heart, I really want to say that The Dark Knight Rises was worse than Slenderman,
That's just not.
but
true.
I actually just don't think that I can.
Not even like remotely true. Like two different things.
Because Slenderman was fucking terrible.
It was so bad. I think that's the only movie I've ever considered just leaving because I just didn't give a shit.
It was like
literally every one of the characters could have died, and I'd have been like, sweet, the movie's over.
Yeah, like I wish everyone could have just died in the first 20 minutes, because like yeah, then we could have left.
Oh my god.
But
yeah,
they didn't. and nothing even like remotely important happened in that entire movie.
Nothing like
it's like, first of all, they butchered Slenderman.
Oh yeah,
right. Like, because for the people like me who grew up with like the original like Slenderman series on YouTube, right? That shit was scary.
Yeah, that was like fucking some weird shit.
Like, you watched those videos and you didn't fucking sleep that night because you were terrified. Okay, Slenderman was a real deal. This movie made Slenderman a fucking joke. Yeah. Okay, the only way that you can get him to come and take your soul is by like watching some dumbass video and doing some weird ass ritual where you like close your eyes and spin in circles and sacrifice virgins.
Yeah.
Maybe not all of that.
Not necessarily in that order.
Like,
it also
like
had
what?
like maybe like the worst CGI I've ever seen besides like Black Panther.
Oh my god. It was terrible.
It was so bad.
It was so bad.
It was like claymation from like Chicken Run or whatever, like came to life.
Slenderman just looked like Jack Skellington.
Yeah.
Like, straight up.
Yeah, that's
but
pretty
with
accurate.
tentacles.
But, yeah, and like more like doughy.
And wearing a suit.
Does Jack Skellington not wear a suit?
No, he does.
Okay, I thought so.
Yeah, he does.
Wait a second here. Alright, anyway, let's pop this one off. Black Panther, not a good movie.
Yeah, okay, we got a lot to say about Black Panther.
Blunt with that one.
And here's the thing. I thought Black Panther was fine. It was like it was a below average movie, but it wasn't terrible.
It was really
it was like,
not good for a Marvel movie.
It was mildly entertaining. It's definitely one of the worst Marvel movies that's ever been made in like the current cinematic universe, right? But here's what I don't get. Right? Are you aware, Ray? I don't actually know if you know this.
Okay.
Black Panther is the first movie based on a comic book that has ever been nominated for Best Picture.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yep.
I can name at least 30 that are better.
I thought The Dark Knight was nominated for Best Picture.
It was not.
Was it not?
No.
That's a travesty.
Black Panther is the first one.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. And here's the reason, right? Well, let me tell you something. For those of you who are under the impression that Black Panther is actually good, let me tell you something. Black Panther wasn't nominated for Best Picture because it's a good movie. It was nominated for Best Picture because it decided to, in its own weird way, tackle this, like, civil rights issue of, like, African Americans being oppressed in America and, like, what is the best way that they should deal with that, right? And, like, goes into the whole, like, is it okay for African Americans to retaliate against white people and, like be counter-racist against white people because of what white people did to African Americans, and, like, all that nonsense, right? It's just, like, which, that's all fine and dandy, but, spoiler alert, it doesn't make it a good movie. Like, that's just not how it works.
Yeah, also, Killmonger, like, villain-wise, was really just, like, your generic, like, Black Lives Matter guy.
Yeah.
It's just what he was.
He was just a guy who was really fucking pissed off and wanted to kill a bunch of people.
Yeah. And also, T'Challa, from Civil War to his own movie, forgot how to fucking fight.
Dude, he became a bitch.
Like, in Civil War, like, when he jumps in and kicks the shit out of Captain America and the Winter Soldier and, like, pretty much everybody there, I was like, fuck yeah, I want a movie about this guy. And then I watch it, I'm like, did he just, like, forget everything?
Literally, the first thing that happens is some other guy just shows up and beats the shit out of him.
And then he, like,
right, and everyone
wins.
thinks he's dead.
Yeah.
Like,
no, that happened way later. When Killmonger showed up and, like, axed him. When he fought the other guy, the really big dude, he was losing for a good chunk of it.
Oh, yeah. And
then you just, like, magically, like, pull it out.
Yeah, so actually, we watched, like, 2 different people just, like, beat the living shit out of him in that movie. Yeah. It's pretty great.
And then the final fight scene was... I think easily the worst CGI a Marvel movie's done.
Well, and here's one of the biggest problems I had with the movie, actually, is that it was so incredibly dark for like a solid 50% of the movie. You couldn't actually see what was happening.
Are you just saying that because the cast was all black?
Ooh. Carry
the
no. No.
Gotta do the math on that. Doesn't check out.
Like, even in like the first scene of the movie, though, right? It's like nighttime, and it's like all the like Wakandan people are like attacking the caravan or whatever. You've like no fucking idea what's going on because you can't see anything. Like, you're just like sitting there. You're like, I don't know. I guess there's like something going down here, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I think the movie was super overrated by like pretty much everyone.
It was incredibly overrated.
Aquaman's also incredibly overrated.
Aquaman was fucking terrible.
Aquaman was not great. Visually, way better than Black Panther. Acting-wise, considerably worse.
I will say that. The special effects in Aquaman were very good. Yeah. I mean, that is something that they did really well.
Yeah, that was pretty amazing.
But the movie fucking sucked.
The movie was like you have a plot to Aquaman. This is like his only story that he's got. That's worth anything. They shoved Black Manta in there just to have him in there, and then he was completely useless. Wasn't even like a remote threat the entire movie.
Yeah, he didn't actually like play a role in the movie, right?
No,
he was just there.
He was just there so he could be like introduced into the DC universe.
Exactly.
That's like all I got for it.
It's like if you want this guy to be in the DC universe that bad, just give him his own movie.
Yeah.
I mean, that would suck too.
Oh, that'd be really bad.
But
yeah, like Jason Momoa is not a great actor.
No.
He's pretty. He's good to look at.
And Amber Heard, I wouldn't even classify as an actor at all.
She's also pretty. Nice to look at, but she's not a good actress.
Yeah.
Neither of the lead roles were good at acting.
If I had to rank reasons to watch Aquaman, they would be in the following order. 1, special effects. 2, looking at the main characters. 3, looking at the main characters some more. 4, really good way to take a nap. And then 5 would be the plot.
Yeah, the plot was also just everywhere. It just didn't make sense. Like, yeah. I don't know. I have so many problems with that movie. But yeah, pretty cast.
That was like another like Aquaman. I feel like did a similar thing to Black Panther actually, where
it's a similar story.
They like, and I don't know if this is intentional, right? But I kind of feel like DC and Marvel both had this idea where they realized that there's like a lot of like civil unrest, like particularly in America right now regarding like racial issues. And they were like, I wonder if we can use this to sell movie tickets.
I don't think Aquaman's was as much like civil unrest, more of like a global warming, like polluting the waters kind of thing.
Because that's true. That's true. Yeah.
They wanted to like kill the surface dwellers. It was like, hey, they're fucking up the planet. Just kill them all.
I support that, by the way.
Just killing everyone?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I would be all about the
really
mermaid's plan on that one.
Where we need just like another plague. And the anti-vaxxers are making that a reality.
They are. You know, I actually I saw it was, I can't remember the source, but there was like some like research firm or something that like publishes a list every year of like the top 10 threats to like humans every year. And you know, a lot of them usually are like car crashes and like, you know, like AIDS or cancer or whatever.
Yeah.
And actually this year for 2018, anti-vaxxers was on the list.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. Top 10 threats, apparently. 10.
Fucking anti-vaccine.
Not entirely sure, like, how reliable that list is.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure either.
But, you know, it's just, I think it's pretty humorous.
Oh, it's definitely.
It might. In fact, I actually didn't research it at all. It could be parody.
I don't even care if it's parody. It's still funny. But yeah, fucking anti-vaxxers, man. What other movies we got? What was one movie that you thought would be really crap that turned out to be pretty good? Or at least better than you expected it to be? Because I got a couple that, like, watching the trailers, I was like, man, this movie's gonna suck. But it turned out to be, like, either A, just, like, okay, or B, like, actually pretty good.
The only one I can actively think of is Escape Room.
That's one of the ones I was also thinking of. I got 3.
What are your other 2?
Anna the Apocalypse, I thought was going to be crap.
Okay, I didn't see it.
Because it was like a zombie apocalypse, the musical. And I was like, that sounds awesome.
That sounds dope.
But it sounded dumb. I didn't think it would be like a actually like cinematically like impressive movie. But like story-wise, it was awesome. The musical numbers were really good. The acting was pretty solid. But like the way like it roller coastered your feelings was like on point.
I do like roller coasters.
Because you would cry like a bitch in that movie. Mainly because you cried at La La Land.
Who didn't cry at the end of La La Land?
Me!
Look, if you didn't cry at the end of La La Land, you're a sociopath. Okay? I'm just throwing that out there. That was fucking heartbreaking.
It was like the realest movie ever, though. That's what makes it so good. Is because that's just like how it works.
Right, and that's because it's relatable.
Yeah.
Right? And you're like, holy shit. And especially because it's Ryan Gosling. It's
yeah.
like, how could anyone ever do that to Ryan Gosling?
It's Ryan Gosling and Emma Stone.
Yeah.
Which is a good cast. Speaking of Emma Stone, she took her boobie out in the
Yeah, just one, though. We were promised more.
Literally boobie.
We were promised more.
And, like, in all honesty, the nudity in that scene didn't make a ton of sense.
We're talking about The Favorite, by the way,
Favorite,
for those of you who don't know.
It's not... She doesn't get naked in La La Land, which actually would have been great. But yeah, The Favorite...
I think that would have been a little out of place.
The Favorite was weird.
The Favorite was weird. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
It was
I would say the first half of the movie was, like, phenomenal. The second half was, like, kind of teetering. And, like, the ending was just, like...
The end... So, I actually, like, really enjoyed basically the entire movie. But the end was...
The ending was
just, like...
so fucking weird.
Wait, here's the thing. It's like... I can't even spoil the end of the movie for you because I don't know what the fuck happened.
Yeah.
Like, the movie just, like, ends.
Yeah.
And you're just like, I'm so confused. I have so many questions.
Yeah.
Like,
you also don't think, like, that scene's gonna lead to the end until it lasts for, like, 5 minutes.
Yeah! Yeah, it's just like a normal, like, they're just, like, not even doing anything important. And then all of a sudden, it's just like...
It just keeps going.
It just goes and goes and goes, and nothing happens. And then the movie ends.
Yeah.
And you don't get, like, a conclusion to any... Like, any of the characters.
There's no, like...
it doesn't tell you what happens at all.
Yeah, it doesn't, like, resolve, like, any of the issues. It's just like, alright, this is everything that happened in the movie, and now it's just over.
Yeah.
We ran out of funding.
Maybe they did. I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, overall, I thought that movie was pretty good.
Yeah, it was solid.
Another one that was better than I thought it was going to be was actually Halloween.
Oh,
Mainly because I thought that
either.
movie was going to fucking suck, and I thought it was fine. It was easily the best Halloween they've put out since maybe, like the first one, like, ever.
That doesn't really say anything.
The first Halloween's a great movie.
Yeah.
It's easily the second best movie out of every other Halloween movie.
Yeah, but all of the other ones suck dick.
Yeah. And I was expecting to suck dick, and I thought it was fine. So it was better than I thought it was going to be. Especially because I thought that might have been the worst one.
Yeah, let me watch it. I'll probably think it sucks dick.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, so I thought that was okay. Is there any movies that you thought were going to be good that turned out to be total crap? There we go. Just need, like, doggo cam. Just, like, right there.
Not that I can really think of. I don't know. Like, I mean, I don't really watch that many movies. Honestly, I'm gonna start now because I got the A-list. I was persuaded to sign up for some nonsense marketing scheme in which you get to attend free movies. So I guess I have to go to the movies a lot now.
But it's super worth it, though. It really is. If you go to one movie a week, it's worth it. So, by the way, we're talking about AMC A-List, is what it's called. Not sponsored.
Yeah, I was about to say that. Like, this podcast is not sponsored by AMC.
I would appreciate it if you'd like to. But I'd be
Why
really
would they sponsor
surprised.
us? We have like 6 viewers.
Because all 6 of them are now going to get A-List. Unless you already have it, which is great.
Probably 4 of them already do.
You pay $20 a month, and you can see 3 movies a week. Every week.
Yeah, for free.
For free. Yeah, it's no extra charge. And that's the whole thing. So if you see 1 movie a week, you make your money back already.
Yeah, plus it gives you, like, discounts on, like, concessions and stuff at the theater as well. But...
Which is really where they make all of their money on this.
Yeah.
Is,
yeah, I mean,
like,
well, because,
kind of
like,
goading you into, like, buying more concessions.
I mean, they got this whole idea from MoviePass, right? Which, like, MoviePass, for those of you who don't know, is, like, failing miserably and is bankrupt, essentially, right? Because the business model is non-sustainable, right? Because people have figured out, it's like, oh, if I go to X number of movies per month, then you actually lose money on this deal. The problem that MoviePass had, right, is that they were a third party. So all of their income came from the subscriptions, right? And then they had to pay out the money for all of the movie tickets that people were buying, which obviously they're not paying full price for.
Yeah.
Right? But if people go to enough movies a month, and I think originally the people who created MoviePass really lowballed how many movies people would go to if they were free.
Yeah.
Like, right? Because, like, you think, like, the average person maybe goes to see, like, what? 2 to 3 movies a month?
Before I got this, I wouldn't even put it that high. Maybe like 1 to 2 a month.
Okay.
That's what I was at.
But then it's like, okay, let's say you pay $20 a month and you can see as many movies as you want for free, right? Then how many movies is the average person going to see? Well, it's probably like 5 or 6 now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they really fucked that. But then AMC... right, realizes, well, we can do the same thing, and it works better for us because we aren't entirely reliant on ticket sales for our income. In fact, actually, AMC makes way, 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 way more money on concessions than they could ever hope to make on ticket sales.
Yeah.
Right, because they charge you $20 for a pizza.
And it's not every movie, because like some of the third-party movies, like the Dragon Ball Z one, didn't accept it.
Oh, yeah, sure.
But that's like
like the special
$9,
events or whatever.
But that's like a $9 ticket, so it's nothing too ridiculous there. But yeah, I'm trying to also think of like a movie that I thought was gonna be like awesome, and I really look forward to it, and it sucked.
Yeah.
The only one I can kind of think of is Venom. I thought Venom was gonna be a lot better than it was.
Yeah, I didn't see Venom.
Venom was not great. Venom was another one where the CGI actually was not good. It was very rushed. They didn't it seems like they just didn't polish everything they wanted to. And the final fight scene was awful. So bad.
One movie actually that I thought was quite good that I wasn't really sure about was Green Book.
Green Book was good. It was a good
I liked
movie.
Green Book. It kind of ties into our discussion about Black Panther, which is like if they wanted to nominate a movie simply because it had the racial
if it wanted
they
wanted
that
to
whole
nominate a
thing
movie
going on
that really showed a good example of civil separation between races, that would have been a better movie.
They should have just nominated Green Book, because that movie was actually good and was actually focused on legitimate issues,
yeah,
right? As opposed to this nonsense bullshit about let's be real.
Well, maybe
I think it's pretty straightforward, right, to say to people that just okay, I understand that African Americans were oppressed and all this really bad stuff happened and a whole lot of people did a lot of really not okay things, right? But I'm pretty sure all of the sane people on Earth are in agreement when we say that does not give African Americans a right to fucking kill other people now, right? Like, that's not how it works.
Yeah.
That's not how it ever has worked, and it's not how it ever will work, right? And, like, that's just nonsense.
Yeah, you don't
so
get
there's like the whole thing that they had going on with Black Panther is just like completely absurd, right? Green Book actually focuses on legitimate racial issues and like how do we solve the problem of inequality, right? And like how do we make it so that people actually treat each other as equals, right? And like, you know, like get over the like racial profiling that happens.
Yeah.
It's like so unbelievably far and above what Black Panther did. It's like not even a comparison, really. Yeah. So I don't understand how Black Panther, which was a fucking terrible ass excuse for a movie, and somehow was loved by all of these people because it focuses on racial issues, even though it's complete bullshit, gets nominated for Best Picture when we have in the same year a movie that's actually good that was made that focuses on real issues pertaining to the same topic. And no one gave a fuck about it. This is like unbelievable.
Yeah, I would agree with most of that. And then for any of you that don't know what Green Book is, it's a movie about a black pianist where he is going to take a tour down in the South to play piano, and it's in I want to say the 60s. So or it might be earlier. The Cars to me screamed like 50s, 60s.
Is somewhere in that time period.
But so it takes place in that, and he hires an Italian guy to essentially be like his bodyguard through it.
Bodyguard and driver.
And his driver. And he starts out being actually kind of racist.
Oh, he's definitely racist. Yeah, like at the beginning of the movie, it actually shows the guy like throwing away glasses because his wife had let a couple of African American guys drink out of them. Yeah, right, so that's how racist he was to start the movie.
Yeah, and then at the end of the movie, he actually like invites him into his home because he has nowhere else to go for Christmas. You know, Christmas miracle. But and he's just like, yeah, come into my home. This is my wife. This is my kids. And it's like his best friend. And they keep this friendship for like the rest of their lives. Yeah. Right. Where I actually think like in the like the real, this is based off a true story with real people. Yeah. I think in real life they died within like a week of each other.
Yeah, it actually talks about that at the end of the movie, I think.
I forget if it was a month or a week, but it was like really...
They died like really close to each other. Yeah. And they were like friends up until they died, basically. Yeah.
Which was... and it's a good story. And that's a way better example
and the movie showcases like, really well, actually, two things. It showcases two things really well. The first is like how their relationship evolves, right? Because like obviously when the movie starts, this dude has all these ideas like about this guy based on the fact that he's African American, right? That are just like completely stereotyped, and it turns out like this guy just like doesn't fit into any of those at all, right? It's like this guy's like journey to like figuring out that like, oh, like African Americans are real people and they're like have their own personalities and they're not all the same, and like all like, you know, all these like we get all these ideas like about people based on like things that we've been told that aren't necessarily true, right? And so he like slowly starts to like learn that, and then also it showcases really well like a lot of the difficulties that like African Americans endured like during those times, because I mean there's obviously this is like post-slavery, but still in a time where racism was very much a thing. So I just thought that movie was like really well done.
Yeah, I thought the movie was extremely well done. Like, and all right. But no, you gotta go for Black Panther.
Oh yeah, Black Panther was clearly the best movie of the year.
I actually really think it's gonna win.
I mean, I actually legitimately believe it has a good shot of winning, even though it, in my opinion, wasn't even remotely close to being the best movie made.
What else was nominated for Best Picture? I'm gonna look.
Black Panther's the only one I could tell you, honestly.
Best Picture nominees 2019.
But A Star Is
Born.
Born,
Bohemian Rhapsody.
Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah.
God, I didn't like that movie either.
I thought that movie was like fine.
The Favorite's actually on there. Hey, Green Book got nominated for it. Green Book should fucking win.
If Green Book, if Black Panther beats Green Book, I will riot.
I'm gonna be livid if that beats it. Yeah. So the nominations are Bohemian Rhapsody, The Favorite, Black Panther, Black Klansman, which I have not seen or heard of, and then Green Book. Oh, and we got other ones. Vice, A Star Is Born, and Roma.
Yeah, I thought A Star Is Born was nominated.
Yeah. So those are the
ones. What is the black one?
Black Klansman?
Black Klansman. It has KKK in the title, so I'm assuming that's also like a racial, like kind of movie.
Wait, what? I guess it's about a African American man to serve in the Colorado Springs Police Department. He's the first one, and then infiltrates to expose the Ku Klux Klan.
Oh,
I don't know. Interesting. Whatever. Yeah, more gay black people. That's the theme for this year. Star is Born is supposed to be really good. I didn't see that one. That's with
I didn't
Gaga
either. Sadly,
Bradley
I was
Cooper.
told that I needed to see it, and I haven't yet.
Yeah, I didn't see it. Vice, I guess, is pretty good. I know Christian Bale.
I've never even heard of that.
Fuck, what's his name? Dick Cheney, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know. I actually have no idea what the movie's about besides that. Yeah,
all right.
So.
I mean, I suppose.
But apparently it was supposed to be pretty good. So there you go. That's what you got for it. And then I don't even know what Roma is, and I don't care to look it up. So there you go. Yeah, we've been going for about 30 minutes. Any closing statements? Besides Black
Basically,
Panther
my closing statement is very clearly we have no fucking idea what we're talking about. But the basis, all you need to take away is Black Panther fucking sucked. Green Book was good, and if Black Panther beats Green Book for Best Picture, then I will light the entire country on fire.
I'm in. Also, I really think Green Book should win Best Picture. That movie's great. I would also be like somewhat okay if the favorite won it. I wouldn't be happy, but I'd be like, fine. I'm actually fucking pissed Infinity War's not on there.
I mean, there are at least 5 movies that were not nominated that are better than all of those. Every single one of them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, take that how you will.
Spider-Verse and Incredibles 2 are competing for Best Animated Picture, though, with Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Oh, I forgot about Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Ralph Breaks the Internet
was good. Actually, the last time we did a podcast talking about movies, I had talked about how hyped I was for Ralph Breaks the Internet, and it did not disappoint. That movie was great.
Yeah, that was really good. I think Spider-Verse was better, though.
I didn't see Spider-Verse, but I doubt that.
Spider-Verse was so fucking good.
Ralph Breaks the Internet was fucking amazing.
No, I agree with that, but Spider-Verse was better, in my opinion. It was just such a good movie. Just like the entire thing was fucking awesome.
Yeah, so was Ralph Breaks the Internet.
Yeah, but like, it was a little better. It's not like leaps and bounds, but it was better.
Yeah, we'll see about that.
Yeah, we'll. Because I'm also almost 100% positive that's going to win Best Animated Picture.
I mean, it doesn't really matter. It's a joke anyway. Right? Like none of the awards actually mean anything.
It's true. I mean, in fairness, though, the only reason I ever watched La La Land is because it was thrown up for Best Picture. And then it lost.
Yeah, what did it lose to?
Fucking Moonlight.
What?
Another movie about black people.
Is that a movie?
Yeah, it was
movie that
actually
exists?
really bad. Thought that movie also really sucked. La La Land was phenomenal. It's such a good movie. Anyways, yeah, we're done here.
There you have it.
Yeah, there you go. Green Book should win Best Picture of the Year. And there you go. Now I gotta walk over there and hit end.
So now we have to issue another challenge.
Yeah.
How many do we want?
I think we should just stick with 5. 5.
We're gonna let them off that easy.
Yep.
5 comments.
5 comments.
5 comments, and we give you another episode in 1 week.
Yep. And Oriole will host it. Bye-bye.
Bye.